understanding the root cause of the problem, right? In healthcare, what happened is, system really starts out with a really good goal. One of the problems we face in our society is that any time a system starts, it always have a noble purpose, and it really does well for the time it was invented for. And over time, either the cause becomes irrelevant or the system becomes irrelevant to the cause. So if you think about what happened in the education system, there's nothing broken about it. It was designed for the time when people needed skills. And education system was designed to teach you a skill that you could use for the rest of your life, and life was good. Now we have exponential technologies. That means every skill you learn becomes obsolete every 5 to 10 years. And you get the chronic unemployment, right? That means now we have to redo the education system. As opposed to teaching you a skill which you can learn on Google, you have to teach them learning to learn. How do you apply interdisciplinary approach to solving a problem? And the problem solving is the thing what you need to teach them, not when the Abraham Lincoln was born.
Right. So how do you teach them that?
So I'm going to come to it in a second here. But let's go to the second part of the thing. Like similarly in the healthcare system, it was designed for a time when people were dying from infectious diseases. So the system was designed, you were sick, you go to the hospital, they give you medicine, you come back and life was good. What do we have today? The chronic diseases. That means you're always sick. System wasn't designed for you to be always sick. And here's the irony of the situation. The cure for the infectious diseases, the antibiotics, is the one that actually caused all the chronic diseases. Our belief was that somehow the human being needs to be sterile. All we have to do is get rid of all the viruses and bacteria from our system and we'll be a perfect, healthy human being. What they didn't realize was we as humans are primarily an ecosystem, more microbial than human. And here's what surprised me, Tom, that you will like. Less than 1% of our genes actually come from our DNA.
What?
Less than 1%. 99% of the genes expressed in our body come from the microorganisms that live inside our gut.
Wow. I knew the number was high. I had no idea that it was that high.
And really what we have to do now to stay healthy is to understand we are an ecosystem. And if our gut is healthy, actually all these chronic diseases disappear. So think about it. Chronic diseases don't happen overnight. They happen over time. And they happen because we have a constant inflammation in our body. And it happens because we're not feeding the right nutrients to ourselves. So what I realize is that what people think is a healthy diet may not be healthy for you. It may be healthy for someone else. Think about it. My generations after generations, I grew up in northern India. You know what the staple food there is? Wheat. All our ancestors only ate wheat. My microbiomes were tuned to eating wheat. And I was starving them. Right? So the point is, no two people, when you look at our DNA, 99% of our DNA is same. When you look at our microorganisms in our gut, less than 5% is the same. So how can the same diet be good for you and me? So if anyone who's selling you, go on this Atkins diet or paleo diet or ketogenic diet or that diet or this diet, it may work for someone, not for everyone. And even if it works for you today, it may not work for you 3 months from now. And that's
based on what's happening to my microbiome.
Exactly. So all you have to do is keep your guest happy and they will keep you healthy. Right. Because they produce all the nutrients our body needs. So I am just so super psyched, Tom, that coming from the point of saying, we become, our legacy would have been going to the moon. And when I started to look at what I'm about to do with healthcare, it's going to change the lives of billions of people. Imagine if we can create a world where no one ever has to be sick. And if we can do that together, simply using the artificial intelligence and the technology that is available now to be able to analyze everything that's happening inside our body and personalize just simple diet and nutrition, no pharmaceuticals will ever be needed. And if we can create that world, you and I both will go down in history as doing something big.